Did you know that over 10% of adults around the world have diabetes, and that number is rising precipitously? And did you know that half of those adults don't even know that they have it? That's a real problem because diabetes increases your risk for heart disease, cognitive decline, stroke, obesity, and even cancer. It shortens your health span for sure and your lifespan. So it's a really important problem. Now, there's two kinds of diabetes, and a lot of people are confused about that. There's the type 1 autoimmune diabetes, where your immune system starts recognizing the islet cells in the pancreas that make insulin as foreign invaders and mounts immune response toward those cells and destroys them. Then you don't have any insulin or the ability to produce insulin to control your blood sugar. So that's a life-threatening type of diabetes that often occurs earlier in life. But what we're talking about here with this precipitous rise in diabetes, is really type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is not autoimmune. It is a lifestyle disease. Of course, your propensity to it can be enhanced by your genetics, but even if you have a family history of diabetes, there is so much you can do with your lifestyle to turn it around and to prevent it in the first place. And so what is it? So with type 2 diabetes, it's actually preceded by something called insulin resistance, which I've talked about a lot. But that's where when you eat a meal, your blood sugar goes up and your body has to release insulin to bring it back down. Insulin works by binding to receptors on your cells, and it's like a key in a lock that literally opens a little door that allows the sugar to leave your bloodstream and go into the cell where it can be utilized to manufacture energy. And a lot of that energy starts in the cell cytoplasm, but then the energy production actually occurs in the mitochondria. So this is so important because you can modify how sensitive your insulin receptors are. If you're always eating food that's really high in carbohydrates and you're over consuming carbohydrates, your blood sugar is going to go higher and your body has to make more insulin to bring it down. The more your insulin receptors are bombarded by insulin, the less sensitive they become to the insulin. And the key doesn't fit as well in the lock anymore and doesn't open that door as well. So the blood sugar progressively rises, and then eventually all the insulin your body can possibly produce is not enough to control your blood sugar, and you flip into diabetes. So, and having high insulin itself is an underpinning for so many problems because it causes the liver to make more cholesterol, causes the kidneys to retain salt and water, and can raise your blood pressure, and it causes you to put more fat in your fat cells around the middle. So what can you do? Well, number one, you can eat a diet that's low in carbohydrate, more of a paleo diet that's protein, vegetables, and healthy fats. And the healthy fat component is so important because in addition to carbohydrates being this underpinning for this precipitous rise in diabetes, seed oils is this hidden culprit that may be even more fundamental. So the introduction of seed oils parallels this rise of diabetes incidence in the world population. And what are seed oils? It's safflower, sunflower, canola oil, and even corn oil. And these are bad because they interfere with the mitochondria's ability to produce ATP. And there's a lot of explanation that I've done in other videos. I won't get into it now, but suffice it to say that the more seed oils in your diet, the worse your mitochondria will be at being able to generate energy. The energy generated by the mitochondria is the first step that's involved in our metabolism. So anyway, what you can do is eat a diet that's lower in carbohydrates and eliminate any extraneous seed oils from your diet. And then, of course, increase your exercise because exercise has been shown to enhance the sensitivity of the insulin receptor. So it makes your insulin receptors work better again. And don't forget to include muscle training, muscle building, because the more muscle you have, the more mitochondria you have, and the more energy your cells can produce, and therefore it will stoke your metabolism. So I hope that helps. There's so much that can be done to reverse diabetes and so much that can be done to prevent it.